Guys, Raymond Daez has been with us now almost 2 years, maybe. How long has it been now? Almost a year and a half.
March 2020,
Yeah, so it's been just almost a year
year
and
and
a
a
half.
half. Yeah.
Raymond came from the banking world, now has a great performing team. Just gonna kind of tap his knowledge, right? So Raymond, just start off. So how are you finding business right now? How are things going right now?
We're good. I mean, I hate saying we're busy, but because we're always we're either busy doing deals and we're also busy looking for deals. So we're good. I think the market has helped us. Obviously, we're lucky enough being in an industry where we can work, and we're obviously the real estate and mortgage industry are doing really well.
Mhm.
So it's a great time being a mortgage agent.
So Raymond, what does a typical day look like for you? Like, what would you do in a normal day, and how would you like to kind of structure yourself? How do you structure
Um,
your day?
Probably like everybody else, there's usually fires that goes on here and there, but I wake up at 5:30. That's where I have at least half an hour to an hour of either recreational reading or listening to podcasts for I said half an hour to an hour. The beauty of where we are right now is I've been working from home because of the pandemic. I have two offices, but one in a real estate office and one for our team office, but I don't go to either one. But I try to get a lot of the personal growth, personal development in the morning,
Mhm.
and then my first call usually is at around 7:30. We have obviously we've got great team members. I open myself up to a lot of the coaching there, and we have conversation about deals. But 10 o'clock till 11:30, it's dedicated for business development. I found that as we get busy, we slack off on keeping in touch with our referral sources or previous clients and stuff. So my 10 to 11:30 is always blocked off for that. And then once 11:30, 12 o'clock hits, it's well, like everybody else, emails, phone calls, deals, closings, underwriting. There's a lot of that stuff that happens, and then hopefully somewhere in between, I get to eat outside of having coffee.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, things definitely you have to be flexible, but having that routine, and focusing on personal development is really important, right? So I think that's a really big thing. So let me ask you, Raymond. So you have an office for your team. Is that something you're continue with as we come out of the pandemic? Have you put some thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. There is obviously, there was a time, sometime last year, where I go, why am I paying rent to an office that no one goes to?
Yeah.
But moving forward, I think there's still going to be some level of infrastructure that we need to have. Prior to the pandemic, I meet 100% of my clients. Um, Now I don't meet anybody, but we do utilize technology for that. So first call usually through either a phone call or I highly encourage Zoom. But in terms of the space, I think certain clients do want to drop off documents, do want to see you on signing. So we are keeping it.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and it's just there's no right or wrong answer to that. Like everyone's different.
No.
Some people are switching. Some people are doing a hybrid model. Some people want to go right back in. So you know what? I think it's just you have to know what's right for your business, and that may change, right? So that's awesome. So Raymond, you do some really good stuff with social media. So tell me about how you got you have a great you do some really great stuff every day. Tell me about your social media platform and how you plan that out and what you do every day because you do some great and you're on there every day. So it's really great.
You're being kind because I suck at it. Like you say it that like I have it figured out. I see some of the guys here. They do a lot better than I do, but coming from the banking world, it wasn't really encouraged before when I was there. The branding was predominantly taken care of by the bank, but one of the things that I realized soon after, a lot of our clients, a lot of our referral sources don't care about the brand behind us. It's more us. And then the pandemic happens. So where I used to meet with clients and have coffees with my realtors on a regular basis,
Mhm.
I couldn't do that anymore. So I had to turn to social media. It was anything short of having to actually have coffees and shaking hands. And I'm a hugger, so hugging clients and realtors if I couldn't do that, I really I turned to social media to do it for being top of mind. So if you don't have one, you just have to have one. I mean, if I started last year, and like you said, I fumble my way around it. I do videos that doesn't look that great, but
Oh, they're
I
great.
don't look that great, so it's okay.
No, don't be silly. So now when you're coming up with your content for your social media, Raymond, how do you do that? What do you decide to put up and how do you come to, what do you want to put out there?
Um, like everybody else, I read a lot of things that's related to mortgages and real estate. I actually want to thank Jeff and Kevin there earlier, because as they were talking, I was writing. I don't know if you can tell, I was writing a lot of things because, you listen to those guys that know more than we do. So I turn to real estate agents and experts a lot on some of the things that we talk about or that I'm interested in,
Mhm.
because they're a lot better on social media than we are. So I kind of look at what they do and the contents that they do present, and then I look at the MPC newspaper, that news articles that they send out. So I read a lot of those things, but
The
clients as
NPC
well.
one, the
Yeah,
NPC one is good. It comes out about 10 after 9 every day, guys. Those are some
yeah.
that should be like, instant. That's some really great stuff, and it basically um, aggregates all the kind of topical things that we need to know. And I think it's more of a well kind of breadth of impartial stuff. So I use that in my content too when I'm putting up stuff for you guys on the Facebook pages and sending out information. I use that to come up with content.
And again, the idea is, on social media is to bring yourself to it, like your whole self. So as much as I technically, most of my content are mortgage related or real estate type related. Um, Once in a while, I'll show pictures of myself, at a golf course or cleaning a car, or talking about basketball, certain points of interest and stuff. Because I find that, no, I mean, I know everybody here are either mortgage agents or mortgage brokers or mortgage related. Our industry is boring as hell. No one really wants to talk about mortgages unless you're buying something. So, I talk about that, but they really want to know about you. So I find that when I post something about golf, next thing you know, the participation, the comments are a lot more.
Yeah, and that's really, really important. And I think, we got Caitlin on before, talks about like 60% of your content should be curated, meaning you're using articles, other tidbits, stuff we learned today. And then, like 20%, 30% should be personal. Only 5 or 10% should be pure prospecting, asking for sales, right? So if people want to, share information, they want to find out about you, right? What are you doing on the weekends? What projects do you have going on? What's going on? Because that's what makes you personalized, right? And that's that balance piece, which is important. Now, Raymond, you you have a full-time underwriter who works for you, and obviously it's your wife, so it's really different. But what made you? And you've had that for a while. So, what made you come to the decision to have a full-time underwriter in your business? How do you manage? Obviously, being your wife is a bit different, but like, how do you manage that relationship in terms of what they do and what you do? Tell us a bit about that.
So I've had Crystal used to be a senior mortgage underwriter with Genworth, and she's also my wife. So that
You're very
obviously
lucky.
has an exactly inherent advantage. So I
Yeah.
don't recommend you guys going to CMHC or Genworth and start proposing to people there, but it was an inherent advantage I had at the time. But the decision was, in all honesty, there's certain parts of the job or the business that I liked,
Mhm.
and the concept was do more of the things that I love and push off the stuff that I don't. And the stuff that I don't like, in all honesty, I could do them. It's just that it doesn't put me into the proper mindset. And if I do the stuff that I really really like, I think there's certain specialization and efficiency that happens there.
Mhm.
So initially, before we had Crystal as our dedicated underwriter. When I was with the bank, I did have another assistant back then.
Mhm.
It was a little scary at first, right? Because you're taking on somebody's livelihood, and you're taking on obviously extra expenses.
Mhm.
But that leap is a difficult leap. But once you do it, you wouldn't look back. No different than leaving a bank to become a mortgage agent and go, I should have done this sooner. And it's always been the case for many many people that I talk to, both on, on the bank side, even here. It's a scary thing, but like I said, it will propel your business much higher, frees up more opportunity for you to do, a lot more business development, and, being there available for clients more. So Crystal does a lot of our, you know, relationships with the lenders, a lot of, specific to the deals. And again, it was by design as well, because she's a lot more patient than I am. And and I'm really good with clients and realtors, and I have like all patience there. But I talking to underwriters, sometimes there's obviously different levels of experiences and responsiveness. And I have somebody that's in between me and the underwriter sometimes is good.
And then that's really important. So how did you, what kind of the process do you do, and what do you have Crystal do?
I do the initial interview. So I talk to a lot of our referral sources. I'm front and center. They call me, they email me, they send me the client leads. I do the initial interview with the client. So, where RMG was telling us earlier, or Clips was telling us, where you have to have your documentations up front. That's basically one of the first things that I tell them. I ask them and formulate a certain conversation flow that we'll talk about their affordability, the credit history, and the properties and stuff. And then from there, I'll give the client some sort of summary and list of documents. And I told them we don't run with it until we have all the documents. So our clock starts when I've got every single document we need. That's before Crystal actually picks it up. From an application standpoint, she basically looks at the notes that I have, that we upload on our company cloud, where we save all our documents. She reviews my notes there that I scan, and she basically runs with it. So we'll have conversations here and there to which lender, what kind of rates, and what our turnaround time may be, so that I can communicate with the clients. But in terms of file and underwriting and lender specific stuff, it's all Crystal. And then she bosses me around. She tells me what to get from the client afterwards. It's like, you got to get this signed. You got to get it done now.
Yeah.
Why haven't you done this? I moved this task from yesterday to today. So
nice. It keeps you in check. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great relationship with Meg. You guys work well together, so that's awesome. Right. And just to give everyone a bit of context as well. So we're developing a training course for admin underwriters right now. So we're going to have some dedicated training for admin people. Now, Kyle has reached out to some of you guys already who have admin people, just to get a kind of a context on what you guys want them to do. So if you're thinking about bringing on an underwriter or an admin person, we're going to have some dedicated, we actually have some dedicated training for them that you can take them through. So it's not just on you, we can help you get them trained, right? So that's, if you're looking at doing it, I have a couple of agents who share some people. So that's another option there. And we'll talk more about that over the next few weeks. So Raymond, what's, in terms of for the rest of the year, kind of what's your goals? Kind of what are some of the activities other than just your touch points that you're working on right now?
We're continually developing our thank you gifts that we send to clients and agents. So that's always an ongoing. There's always activities that we'd like to participate in. I mean, I've got agents that's planned and I've already committed to doing, a fishing getaway somewhere in Toronto.
No way. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm not a swimmer, and certainly I'm not a fisherman, but I'll be there and
that's cool.
Participate. There's charity events that we always want to do and participate in, and I like golf. So I usually invite a partner to do I can't do 18 holes because we're really busy, but I'll schedule a quick 9 with an agent or two, or a previous branch manager that I know, or a previous colleague, and we'll do those kind of things. Nice. But once everything opens up, usually client events is always nice to have.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, guys, there's a lot of really great stuff there from Raymond. So Raymond, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate that. It's great to hear from, and we'll have other people we'll be spotlighting, so you can hear from your peers what are they doing, what's working. Raymond's always doing some great stuff. So thanks to you, Crystal. And even like with their gifts, like at Crystal's time, they gave me a great gift for my dog, right? They knew about me. They had some great stuff. So it was really great. My wife loved it. So that's the little things that count. You don't have to spend a lot of money. But you can definitely do that. Awesome. Well, Raymond, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.